listening to, you are absolutely listening to the George Espenlaub Show, coming to you live from the Funny Farm. Now, with no further ado, here comes Georgie!
Here I am. Oh, you're rambunctious tonight. This is Friday night. Go over your bad self. Oh, yeah. I want to welcome you to the George Espenlaub Show, coming to you live from none other than the Funny Farm in our world. We invite you to come in. Don't get, what's the word? Don't get seated too good. Don't get seated down too, no, that's not right. Don't sit down. Just stand up, because we're going to be playing lots of music. And, you know, everyone here at the Funny Farm radio studio is going to be out on the dance floor. Those that's on the outside in the parking lot are going to be dancing. So you that are listening wherever you're at, you're going to be dancing too. We're going to have us a tap your foot, snap your finger, bob your head, and definitely shake your booty kind of night. Bear with me. My voice is still sounding like I'm talking through my nose, which I probably am. But hopefully over the weekend, I can get rid of this thing. And if not, I'll come back Monday night the same way. I want you to email me, georgece@comcast.net, georgece@comcast.net. The chat room is open. What else is going on here? Email me. The chat room is open. And, excuse me, our guest is here. Young lady out of Los Angeles, California, by the name of Jordan Corey. I'll get it right. An up-and-coming star. iHeartRadio has said that she is an artist to watch. So, here we go. Jordan, welcome to the George Espenlaub Show.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you, George?
Oh, I'm fine, other than having this thing, whatever this thing is.
It's the winter cold or the Christmas cold.
I guess that's what it is. I'm not particularly concerned about the name, but I sure would like to get a hold of it, because, you know, but anyhow.
Just got to give it a nice week out. So you're sleeping for a whole week, and then it'll be gone.
Oh, my. I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah, you got to learn from the bears and hibernate.
What's the weather like out there? You're in Los Angeles, right?
Yeah, I'm in Los Angeles. The weather's not too shabby. It kind of just became fall, really. So it's chilly, you know, it's sweater weather, but nothing that you can't go outside in.
Do me a favor and tell me and the audience a little bit about your background, where you come from, how you got into playing these instruments and singing so well, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm Jordan Corey, and you probably already know, but I am a musician and songwriter. And, wow, how I got into it. Well, I actually hail from the Bay Area. I'm from a little town called Los Gatos, kind of 10 minutes outside of San Jose. So, grew up there. I was kind of a painfully shy child. So when I was in third grade, my mom had me do the school play, kind of trying to get me out of my shell. And so I did the school play, and that was kind of it from there. So from third grade all the way up until high school, I was doing musicals, and I got really into that. I loved theater. So then when I was 14 years old, I kind of sat down at my piano and started banging out some songs, or what I thought were songs at the time. And it was around then that I really wanted to pursue becoming an artist as a career. Obviously, I was 14 and thinking this glamorous, easy life was about to be ahead of me. But that's when I really started writing, and my parents were adamant that I couldn't pursue a career in music until I was older and I could handle it. So when I was about 18 and I left to go to college, I went to UC Santa Barbara. I just graduated in June. When I was 18 and went to college is when I kind of more heavily got into music. I was in a band there. We did a lot of kind of gigging and local touring around Santa Barbara. And then when I was 20, that was last August. Yeah, I was 20. Last August is when I kind of sat down, got with a team of great people, Jason Hollis and Dan Dixon. I worked with on this record. And we sat down and wrote the record that you can listen to today called Do Me Wrong.
When you went on stage in the third grade,
yeah,
and I find it really hard. I find it really hard to believe that you were shy.
Oh, I was terrible when I was a baby. Apparently, now I say all this. This is my mom talking. I couldn't look people in the eye. I'm just really not big on talking to strangers was my thing.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom was really worried about it because I had an older sister. She's 2 years older than me, and my sister's very. When she was little, very extroverted, would talk to anybody, and I just wouldn't talk. I was very shy, back of the classroom kind of kid. So that was kind of her way of breaking me out of my shell, and I guess it worked.
What did you come alive when you found yourself on the stage, even at that young age?
Yeah, definitely. It's funny, and it sounds really cliche, but I was really comfortable up there. I loved doing it. I got I auditioned, and I got a pretty good part for a third grader, and I got a solo, which I thought was really cool. So I felt really comfortable. And then after doing the show, having people say they enjoyed it, I was super amped on that. So I really loved it.
And the rest is history, right?
Yeah, I mean, I skipped a large part of my life. When I was in high school, this is between when I wrote my song, when I was about 16, I formed a classic rock cover band. So I forgot to, I left that part out, but I did a classic rock cover band called the Joe Band when I was 16, and we entered this battle of the bands on a local radio station, and we won it. And so we gigged all around the Bay Area with that, and that was awesome. We were doing really cool stuff from Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, to Fleetwood Mac, to some Zeppelin. That was a good time.
Now, when you got up on that stage and you came alive and you found out that this is really cool, I like this.
Yeah.
When you come off the stage, was you still shy, or now was you loosened up a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say I was still a little shy, but I definitely loosened up, because after you do a show, if people are coming to see a theater production, afterwards everybody comes up to you and they'll say, great job, shake hands, that kind of thing. So, so I kind of was forced to talk to people because people would come up to me and talk to me after the show. So, I mean, I was still shy, just not as I was frightened of everyone. Any stranger I was immediately frightened of. So that kind of faded, and that kind of allowed me to break out of my shell a bit.
The reason I ask is, and we both know that there's artists out there that they come alive, and I mean they're full of life and energy when they're performing, and when they come off the stage or wherever they're at, it's like they crawl into this shell. And
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and pull themselves in so the world can't get them.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I find that absolutely amazing. When you got, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, yeah, it's really interesting. I've heard of a lot of artists that do that. Apparently, the lead singer of Weezer is like that. He's super, animated on stage, but doesn't want anybody to talk to him outside of stage. I mean, it's interesting. I'm certainly not like that, but a lot of artists are.
When you heard the applause for the first time, what'd you feel like?
Oh, it was great. Let's see, how old are you in third grade? 8 or so? It was awesome. I loved it. I thought I was a superstar. It was great.
We need to tip our hat to Mom, huh?
Right? I mean, I always tell this story. It's so funny, but my mom did a good job. It was a good tactic.
So, how many? We don't call them albums no more, do we?
I mean, you can call them albums, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm from way back. I'm from way back when we put music on Stones. That's how
Oh yeah,
that
yeah.
that's how far back I go. Uh, how many have you done so far?
This record, do me wrong, is my first record that I actually wrote. I had a record before this that kind of was my intro to the music industry. I sang on a lot of other people's tracks, and it was fun. It was cool. I got to meet a lot of people. But this is really my first debut record as a songwriter. So this is my the first record where you're going to hear this vibe. I actually just got out of the studio recording my second that I'll be releasing early March 2013. So we're working on the second, and I'm going to head back in to cut a third soon. So kind of constant content. I'd like to call it a record, but really, technically, this record that you're hearing is an EP, so it's just shorter. You know, classic LP records have 12 songs, and this one has 6. So it's called an EP.
So they call it an EP. Okay.
Yeah, fancy industry names that really mean nothing.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It just sounds cool and looks cool.
Yeah, exactly. Sounds like I know what I'm talking about.
When a friend of mine told me, even if you don't know, just keep faking it till they catch you. But anyhow,
Exactly.
I was reading your bio, and
Oh, yeah.
and you went into the recording studio in 2009, and you went in there with some pretty fine people, huh?
Yeah. Was it 2009 that I was in there?
Mhm.
Yeah, no. Was it? Yeah, I mean, I guess it had to have been. Yeah, I did go in with a lot of really talented people. It was a good, we all vibed really well, so it was a good pool of people to be a part of.
And you like, what's the word? You like that pure raw sound, right?
Yeah, I'm a really big fan of that kind of organic sound. I think nowadays where you're hearing a lot of electronic music and house music, it's now some of it's great, don't get me wrong, but it sounds very contrived. And when I was growing up, the music that I really connected with was music where the first thing that I felt when I heard it was, I felt something. So whether it was in the singing and the guitar part and the piano melody, I felt something. There was an emotion there. So when I went in to make this record, I really wanted to bring, real people. So what you're hearing on the record, when you hear a whirly, that's somebody actually playing a Wurlitzer. Or when you're hearing, the guitar part, somebody actually playing the guitar part, not just, on a MIDI in a garage somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So not to diss that, but just my style is that I really wanted something raw and organic and real. And I think you can hear that in the record. You can hear the difference.
I say this in a compliment. I can't even talk. Man, I say this. This is a compliment, Jordan. let me say it that way. I won't get tongue tied. This is a compliment. But you sing with an attitude, and man, I like that.
Thank you. Yeah, I developed it. I don't know how it happened, but I guess it was funny because when I sang for the first time when I was in 3rd grade, and I figured out that I actually was kind of decent at singing, somehow I developed this nasty little attitude when I sing. That's stuck with me today.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's one of the first things I've noticed. I thought this girl,
good.
She sings with an attitude. I mean, and it's not it's not a goofy attitude. I mean, it's an attitude that fits right in with the music, and the music fits in with the attitude. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Great. That's great to hear. I'm glad that comes through.
When you was doing your band in high school, how'd that gig work out for you?
I mean, that was fun. We played a ton of venues because we had won this Battle of the Bands on a radio station. So the radio station was booking us at all of their kind of, their performances that they do. Mm-hmm. So that was awesome. We played a lot of packed clubs. Meanwhile, we're all 16 and 17, so we technically can't even be in there because it's over 21. So we were only allowed on stage, and then we had to leave. But we played to a lot of parents that just loved it because we all, myself and the rest of the band members, we're old souls. We listen to a lot. We listen to a lot of classic rock, so we loved jamming out to that. And obviously, the demographic for classic rock tends to be more like my parents, but I had a great time. Those are some of my favorite shows.
Tell the audience, because you mentioned that there's terms in the business that that's used and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But we hear a lot about indie or indies today.
Uh-huh.
For the people that don't know what that is, can you explain that to them?
Yeah, I mean, indie. What indie started out as was just independent, meaning you were an independent artist. You weren't signed to a major label. And now it's kind of developed into a genre. So I'm indie rock soul. So my music's got some soul in it. It's got rock, and indie kind of it just developed into its own genre. You can almost hear the difference in music that is classified as indie versus something that's classified as pop. So essentially, I mean, really the root of it means independent, meaning you're doing this music on your own. What you're hearing is the artist. But now it's kind of developed into a genre. So
I had Sonora Chase, excuse me, on with me last night. She's from out in L.A.
Oh, cool.
And she's in the acting. She's doing the acting thing. And
oh, nice.
And she does her own films and comedies and so on. She's been on television, different shows and so on and so forth.
Very cool.
But we were talking about how, with the advent of the internet, all the modern technology, you don't have to walk up, and I use the example, you don't have to go to the terrestrial radio stations anymore and beg them to play your music, and they won't play it unless you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knew somebody that really knew somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's interesting you bring that up. I have when I got into when I told my parents that I really wanted to do, make a career out of music and be an artist. My dad was really adamant that I learn the business side of it, and I'm so thankful that he made me do that because what music is. Whereas for me, it's a part of my soul, and what I do it's also a product, so it's very entrepreneurial.
Mm-hmm.
So my dad kind of forced me to learn the business side, and what I picked up on really quickly is that right now we're in a huge transition era in the business. It's no longer functioning like it used to. Probably, let's see, pre 2000, it was, you get signed when you're not even a known artist. They'll give you some songs, they'll develop you, they'll put the marketing, and then as a listener, the way that you hear your favorite songs or find artists is through the radio because internet wasn't really popular. People weren't looking for artists. And nowadays, with the advent of the internet, the power is 100% in the listener. So what you're getting is labels trying to force people to listen to these kind of pop commercial things, and then people not buying records anymore and people downloading things for free. So while, yes, the internet's a great invention for independent artists because now you have an outlet where you don't need a label to get your music out there. But the downside of that is that there are so many artists and so much music on the internet that what everyone's trying to figure out is how do I get above the noise? How can people really hear me above all the rest of it? So it's interesting being in LA because a lot of people still function on this old model of the recording industry, which doesn't apply anymore. But you still need a lot of people that think, you got to know somebody that knows somebody, and you got to be on the radio, and you got to be on the road.
Mm-hmm.
But nowadays you can kind of find a happy medium somewhere that is on the road and touring and, posting YouTube videos. YouTube videos are the new touring. So it's interesting. There's a lot of... it's kind of a new adventure of the record industry. It's collapsing, but it's also rebuilding.
I've always told people, if it's not on YouTube, it's not on this planet.
Right? I mean, if I can't Google you and immediately I can see what your music is live on YouTube, then I'm not really interested.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I had Rick Fowler and the Rick Fowler Band out of Athens, Georgia, with us several months ago,
Oh,
and
nice.
they do blues rock music. And Rick said, like you was just saying, Rick says there's so many of us out there now that it's almost like he said if you picture standing on a stage and looking out at the masses, we all have a sign held up, and all the sign says the same thing: pick me, pick me, pick me. And he said,
Yep.
yeah, and he said you have to do something that is unique, that your sign lights up more than the other ones. And
Exactly.
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about innovation nowadays. I mean, if you can, it's kind of fun, actually, because it's all these artists competing against each other. We're just making ourselves better because you want to have, that light-up sign, and the only way to do that is you got to keep getting better.
Mm-hmm.
So I would almost argue that you might be getting, like, on the independent realm, a lot of really, really talented musicians because everybody's trying to be the best at their genre so that they're noticed. So on one end, you're getting a lot of clouded, kind of bad musicianship. On the other end, if you can find it, there's a lot of really, really great stuff out there.
We like to look for the gems.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. I would say in the last 2 months, excuse me, I have not played, maybe once or twice, but I have not played any, what's the word I want to use? Traditional, known, big-time artist, whether it was back
Yeah, like commercial
yeah,
music.
like back in my day or so on and so forth, even up until today. I have been playing music, all kinds of music, from all kinds of people. There's a real good place, and I tell our listeners all the time, go to musicalley.com because that's pod safe music in the first place, so you don't have to worry about the copyright laws.
Yeah.
But there are some gems in there.
Yeah, totally. It just takes a little searching.
Yeah. If we can get those gems, held up so they can shine and the masses can see them, oh my goodness,
Absolutely.
who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I like. Sorry, what were you saying?
No, go ahead.
But yeah, I mean, that's what I like to tell listeners. It's like when you find something, among the kind of dirt, like a diamond in the rough, I like to say, share it with your friends. Don't just keep it to yourself, because musicians, as much as everything's free downloads, so people don't think of it as work. They're working hard making music for you. So if you find that, share it. Give them the kind of clout they deserve, and share it.
You're right. And some kind words and true meaning words go a long way.
Absolutely. It's funny because if I think fans, because of the record industry model, they think that every artist, they're very disconnected from that artist, so they don't feel like they can, say something to you unless you're, a huge artist and people are writing me fan mail.
Mm-hmm.
But every single time I get an email from a fan or a tweet or somebody writes on my Facebook wall that I don't know, I always respond. So it's great from an independent artist perspective. When I hear fans who actually write to me, I love that because I always write back, and all independent artists hear that kind of stuff. It's great, and they always take the time to write back because it's really the people that are being vocal about your music that are going to ultimately decide whether or not you succeed.
And when you receive something like that, or someone says a kind word about you, that gives you that warm, fuzzy feeling all over.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's why we do it. I mean, partially it's a little selfish because I write music because I love it, but the reason why I'm trying to make a career out of it is because people, if they feel something when they hear my music, then that's why I do it.
I couldn't help but chuckle when you was talking about the old traditional music industry.
Yeah.
The big guys, they rolled the roost. I mean, that was it. I mean,
Absolutely.
lock, stock, and barrel, and they had the big thumb, and the big thumb was on everybody.
Yep.
Now that things are changing, they're all bent and twisted out of shape, which, uh, I can hear a lot of them say, "We don't do that stuff around here," or "We've never done that before," and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And all the time, you hear this zoom, zoom, zoom going past you because nobody's worried about what you didn't do or what you're gonna do or what you didn't want to do. They're just moving.
Yep.
So now they're all bent out of shape. Uh, I think they'll come to a happy understanding, don't you?
I mean, I hope so. I mean, right now, there are only three major entities that survive in the labels. Capitol Records, which is one of the most iconic record labels, just got bought up by Universal.
Mm-hmm.
So they really don't have a choice but to adapt. It's survival of the fittest, and if they want to survive, they got to adapt. So definitely, I think it'll be changing. Hopefully they'll have something figured out in the next 5 years. Otherwise, somebody will figure out the new system.
Yeah, they need to get out on the freeway and put the pedal to the metal with the rest of the boys and girls.
Hell yeah.
Or they're going to be standing on the sideline.
Yeah, I mean, what's great about it, though, is that, the record industry has this reputation of kind of being full of a bunch of crooked businessmen. And what's kind of great about this new transition, how the old kind of model is collapsing, is that you're really weeding out all of those people in labels that didn't know what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's kind of like you're stripping the fat and you're making them leaner. That said, they may not make as much money as they ever made in the past, but you're going to have super talented people who really are investing in the artist and want to bring listeners the best music, not just the music that's commercial. They want to bring people music, good, solid music that you can appreciate.
I love music. And us here at the Funny Farm, I don't know if I told you or not, but we are live from the Funny Farm. We hear.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah. We here at the Funny Farm, all us loons. There's music 24/7 going on at the Funny Farm. We couldn't live without music. And sometimes I sit down and I think, what would the world be like if there was no music? I mean, the only thing I come to is the world wouldn't have lasted too long because whoever was here would have went stark raving mad because there was no music. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that. I mean, I think music is the most constant thing that we've had in, I would argue, humanity. There's always been music, always. It's a very communal thing. People connect to it. That's how we all connect at the end of the day. So I don't even think we could possibly have a world without music.
No. It if it was like that, I'd want to get off.
Right?
I just couldn't take it. I'd have to find me a place where they got some music, and I don't know how I'd get there, but man, I'd sure try.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I was on Facebook the other day, and one of my Facebook friends made their status, "Thank God for music," and I was like, I haven't heard somebody say that in so long because people are so busy nowadays dissecting music and hating what's happening in the commercial, in the commercial realm of music, that nobody's really voicing how great it is, or talking about their favorite artist, or how that kind of thank God for music, or whatever you say is a real thing that I think a lot of people don't spend enough time thinking about. My favorite artist, your favorite artist, like they do something to us and they help us get through hard times, good times, all that jazz.
You're right. I just couldn't fathom. Oh, I mean, it's scary. I sit here in great fear and trepidation just thinking about no music. Oh.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Jordan, what I'm going to do is, and I see our time is gone. What I'm going to do.
Quick.
Pardon?
I said that was quick.
I'm telling you. Well, time goes fast when you're having fun.
Yeah, it was a pleasure chatting with you.
what I'm going to do is after you leave, that don't sound right, but anyhow, after you leave, we're going to play some of your music, and I think the listeners will catch that attitude pretty quick. I like that attitude. Listen,
Great.
I thank you so very, very much for taking time out of your busy schedule. I wish you all the luck in the world. We'll stay in touch.
So much, Jordan.
And iHeart Radio has said that you are the artist to watch. And
Yeah.
we'll be watching you from way over here in Delaware.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It was really a pleasure chatting with you. And
Oh.
I have, you know what, I'll shoot you an email after this, George, and I'll get you a vinyl. I pressed some limited edition vinyl, so I'll send you one of those bad boys.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Great.
Thank,
Well, I hope everyone has a fantastic Friday, and thanks so much again.
thank you. It's our privilege.
All right, bye-bye, George.
Bye-bye. We have the most incredible people. Oh, it's just so wonderful. Jordan Corey out of Los Angeles. And again, iHeartRadio has said she's the artist to watch. Go to her Facebook page, or you can go to jordancorey.com. That's Corey. jordancorey.com. Or you can go to her Facebook page. Let me bring it up here real quick. I'll get it. Maybe I won't. Yeah, I will. Right there it is. Facebook.com/Jordan Corey Music. And you're there. And give her website a like. And get in there and listen to her music. If you go to Jordan... Man, I can't talk right. If you go to jordancorey.com, you will see her new EP, Do Me Wrong. It's available on iTunes right now, like instantly. If you click on that download on iTunes, it'll take you to iTunes, and you can bring it down, and then you can just tap your feet, snap your fingers, bob your head, and definitely shake your booty, not beauty, booty. Right? Shake your booty, whatever. You know what I'm saying. But you can listen to them right there on jordancorey.com. I'm laughing at myself because, man, sometimes I'm out there. Of course, this is the funny farm. Ladies and gentlemen, here's a song by Jordan Corey. Let your love walk in. Oh my God, Espenlaub, what's wrong with you? It's coming.
slowly. Trying to let your love walk in. I wanna let your love walk in tonight. I need you to come on, darling. I need you to let your love walk in.
That was so very nice. Jordan Corey, let your love walk in. My goodness gracious. You're listening to the George Espenlaub Show, and I keep stepping on my headphone cord and just about rip my ear off here. Hey, remember I told you one time that I'm losing weight in my head because my headphones aren't fitting right anymore. So I can only say that I must be losing weight in my head. And I never did get those new headphones. I don't know what happened that I didn't. What am I saying that for? Oh. Anyhow, I have good news. Listen to me. Last night I asked people to help me. I had some questions. Now, today there was my cousin responded, and my friend Lori out there in California, Sacramento, California, responded, and they helped me out with one of my questions. Now, the question was, I have a niece by the name of Jody who has a son by the name of Nicholas who's just been accepted into college. So if I am Jody's uncle, that makes me a great uncle to Nick. So what is Nick to me? Is he a second nephew? You know, like second cousin, second nephew? Or is he a great nephew? I was informed by two people that Nick is a great nephew. Thank you. Thank you very much, because that took a load of strain off of my brain housing group. You know what I'm saying? Now, I had another question last night. Why do colds, when you have a cold, why do they get worse at night? They might be bad enough during the day, but they seem to get worse at night. Why? Now, here's another question, and I haven't gotten any responses yet. It's on Facebook. Go to my page, and maybe you can help me out. You know them things on your feet that they call corns? Somebody will say, I have a corn, or someone will say, my corns are hurting, my corns are bothering me. I don't mean to laugh. I've never had one. I've never had one of them corns or corn. I've known people that has had corn or corns, but I've never had that. Here's my question. This just drives me 6 ways from last Sunday and right up the side of a wall. Here's my question. Why do they call it corn or corns? It doesn't grow in the dirt. It doesn't grow in rows. It doesn't grow high. Why do they call it corn or corns? You know, my corn is bothering me, or my corns are bothering me. And right along with that, you know, they say they call them roasting ears. Have you ever heard them? Roasting ears? You know, when you boil the water and put the corn in there, we call them roasting ears. Well, if the corn or the corns grow on your feet, why don't they grow on your ear? Because they're roasting ears. Somebody really needs to help me. You know what I'm saying? Just somebody help me and answer those questions for me. Just please. Yeah. Wasn't that cool? Huh? Tell me. Wasn't that cool? You guys, you guys are all wrong, late, and crooked. We are showcasing. we are showcasing Jordan Corey's music, an artist that iHeart has said you better keep an eye on. iHeartRadio. Don't keep your eye on iHeartRadio. Keep your eye on Jordan Corey. She's going places. She sings with an attitude. I'll bet you've already detected that. And it's an attitude that fits into her music. It's the music that fits into her attitude. And I really like that. We're going to be playing some more of her tunes here in just a little while. But I got to catch my breath. And Charlie, he's over there. Yeah. Charlie, he's motioning for me to come over there. So I'll be back right after this, okay? Chaser. I want to say thank you to Jordan Corey from Los Angeles, California, who was with us. She stayed with us for about 30 minutes, and she had another engagement. Very interesting. Very interesting. A lot of energy, a lot of passion. iHeartRadio has said, keep an eye on her. That's paraphrased by Espenlaub, you know what I'm saying? Keep an eye on her. She's going places. Go to Jordan Corey, jordancorey.com, and there you can see her new EP, Do Me Wrong. It's available on iTunes. All you have to do is just hit the little iTunes dooflicky down there on the bottom. Download on iTunes, and it'll come up, and you can bring them down, and you can enjoy her music. Go to YouTube and just type in there Jordan Corey. That's Jordan, Jordan, Corey, Corey. And you can watch her and listen to her, and you can tap your fingers. Tap your feet, snap your fingers, bob your head, and get up out of your chair and shake your booty. You know what I'm saying? Email me, georgece@comcast.net, georgece@comcast.net. Thank you for the emails that we're receiving. Pretty interesting. Really. They are. georgece@comcast.net. Follow me on Twitter. I have no idea where I'm going. Seriously. I have no idea. I don't know if I've ever had any idea where I was going. Even before there was Twitter and you know what I'm saying? But follow me anyhow. We'll go somewhere. We'll go somewhere at Pop X7. That's at Pop X7. Or come to my Facebook page. Just look up George Espenlaub, and I'll come rolling out there, and you can see what's going on there. Or you can go to the George Espenlaub Show page on Facebook, and we just put that up, and we're still working on that. We've got a lot of photos to put up, and we've got some sound dooflickies that we're going to put on there, and some more videos, and, all that stuff. Or you can go to the Espenblog, TheEspenblog, the Espenblog.com. And there's some videos up there. All the writers that's around here, like Charlie. Charlie writes his own articles. And by the way, Charlie's back on the board tonight. I think I might have mentioned that. But Charlie is back. Hey, Charlie, it is good to have you back. Isn't it, gang? Yeah, sure. Charlie, for you that don't know that, man, you get these loons to cheer, and they just keep cheering and cheering. They'll cheer because they're cheering, because they're still cheering when they're cheering. I'm just saying. But anyhow, Charlie, he had surgery here a couple days ago, and he's feeling better. He's not standing at the board tonight. He's got him a high chair that he's sitting on, a comfortable high chair that he can push the buttons and move the sliders and do all that tech stuff that Charlie's such a whiz at. But he's feeling better. He's eating. So, he's coming back. He did want me to tell the listeners that there is a possibility, because, we wasn't on the air Monday night and Tuesday night. I'm telling you what, this has been some kind of strange, funky week. But, man, I'll tell you what, when we come back on the air Wednesday night, it was like a boost of energy that you just can't explain. Wednesday night and last night and tonight, another great show. But anyhow, Charlie wanted me to tell the people that there's a possibility that either Saturday or Sunday, probably Saturday, maybe Saturday night, Charlie and Miss Ernestine's going to do a show. I don't know. I might drop in and say a few words to them or whatever, but I think they're going to put it together and do the whole gig themselves. And Miss Ernestine's back in town for a little while, so they're planning on getting together. We'll see how things work out for them tomorrow, so they can get their stuff all right. You know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, we are showcasing Jordan Corey's music, and I say that she sings with an attitude. The attitude fits the music, and the music fits the attitude. Do me wrong. Jordan Corey. Do Me Wrong. That's from her new EP entitled Do Me Wrong. Old Isaac, he's shouting it out. You let it up to Isaac. We're showcasing Jordan's music tonight, and we are so glad that she was able to spend some time with us, and she took it out of her busy schedule. Go to Jordan Corey. That's Jordan Corey, COREY.com. And there you can see the songs that's on her new EP, Do Me Wrong, and you can click there and download on iTunes, and you know everybody knows how to do all that stuff nowadays. So go ahead and do it. Go to YouTube, and you can see all of or many of her videos. She is a songwriter, a singer. She is quite a performer. And in that last song, Do Me Wrong, that was her that was playing the keyboard. So, very talented young lady. Come on in the chat room. Talk with me. I might get lonely. You know how I get when I get lonely. I just get, you know, I have one of them 19th nervous breakdowns when I get too lonely. I do want to say thank you for all of your support, for all of your kind words, for everything that everyone has done for us this entire year. We have had an incredible year, both incredibly good and some incredibly bad times. But as we approach Christmas, our family has so much to be thankful for. I do want to take time out to ask you, and I'm sure everyone in our nation and everyone, just about everyone around the globe, knows about the tragic event that took place today in Connecticut. I was talking to a 8th grade young lady this afternoon, and we were talking about the terrible tragedy. And she summed it up like this. She said, "We live in a bad, bad world." And you know, that just left me speechless for a few seconds. And it usually takes something to make me speechless. But anyhow, I thought about that, and then I told her, you know, I think it's fair to say that's the only way we can describe it. This is a bad, bad world. There are men and women, boys and girls, first responders, people across this nation that will never be the same again because of this ugly day. I don't understand it. I don't know why. I guess I'll never understand it, and I guess I'll never understand why. But I do know this. The lives that were taken today, the children and the adults, those lives that were taken affected hundreds and thousands, hundreds of thousands, and yes, even millions of people. There are families that have literally been destroyed today. The after effects with what happened. There'll be men and women that will just give up. Bad things will happen because of this senseless, useless tragedy that took place. I don't know any words that can express how I feel, and I'm sure you couldn't put it in words either. It brings tears to my eyes. And although I didn't know those children or those adults or those parents or anyone in that community, it makes me very sad and heartbroken to think that it happened again in a place where many folks never thought it would happen. Draw that young'un to your side tonight and hug them and hold them real tight and give them a big kiss. Because there's families out there tonight that is in so much agony and despair. Their heart aches so bad. Their whole world came crashing down today, and it's dark in their world. And some of them will never see the light again. Everything's been changed. Remember those people tonight before you fall asleep. Say a prayer for them. I mean, from the depths of your soul, say a prayer for them. Because we can't find the words. Maybe, just maybe, when we cry out, we'll be heard. And God will intervene some way. Do that. And let's remember that we never want to forget.
I've been ripped up, roughed up, and run right out of town. I've been pulled to the top and then dropped right on the ground, but I'm rolling. Yeah, 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 I'm rolling. There ain't nothing I can lose, and I sure got the blues, so I'm rolling. I've been jumped on, called on, and shut behind the door. I've been held at the station by the long arm of the law, but I'm rolling. Yeah, 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 I'm rolling. Ain't nothing I can lose, and I sure got the blues, but I'm rolling. Hey, if you think you got it bad, take a look my way. Still don't understand that it ain't my day. Going to the bar where the big boys roll. Get me knocked out with some whiskey and soul. I've been blinded and winded, lost a line of teeth. I've been rushed, cause the time didn't call bully beef, but I'm rolling. Yeah, 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 I'm rolling. There ain't nothing I can lose, and I sure got the blues, but I'm rolling. Yeah. If you think you got it bad, take a look my way. Still don't understand that it ain't my day. Running to the bar where the big boys roll. Get me knocked out with some whiskey and soul. I've been mashed up, and broken into two. I didn't know I was pretty till I took a look at you when I'm rolling. Hey, yeah, yeah, I'm rolling. There ain't nothing I can lose, and I sure got the blues, but I'm rolling. Hey, I've been mashed up, and broken into two. I didn't know I was pretty till I took a look at you when I'm rolling. Yeah, 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 I'm still rolling. Baby, there ain't nothing I can lose, and I sure got the blues, but I'm rolling. Hey, take it away, boys. Yeah, good. That's right. Rolling. Have some of that. Yes, you're rolling.
Ah, that was Maria Danes, plural. Maria Danes out of the UK. Rolling. Oh my. Hey, she sent me. I'm talking about Maria Dane. She sent Charlie and I an email uh, not too long ago, several weeks ago. But this is what she said. She said, "Dear George, huge thanks to you and Charlie for selecting our music for your show this week. My guitarist, producer, and husband Paul and I are thrilled to have our songs included. It's a great honor, and I'm listening now to your commentary, which is very interesting, especially as we're in the UK, and we very much appreciate the strong connections and friendships we've made with the good people in America who are so supportive of new music from across the pond. Take care, and kindest regards. Say hello to Charlie for us. With best wishes from Maria Danes and Paul Killington." Oh my, I'll tell you what, this is a great big small world, isn't it? I mean, who would have ever thunk 30 years ago that we could communicate with someone on the other side of the globe in a heartbeat? Who would ever thunk that you could sit here and look at somebody and talk to them all the way around the world somewhere? I think it's literally fascinating. We are featuring Jordan Corey's music tonight, a young lady who was with us earlier in the first part of the show. Uh, delightful, delightful, very interesting. Comes with a lot of energy and passion. I like that. And she sings with an attitude. I like that too. And we're featuring her music tonight. Go to Jordan Corey, COREY.com. And there you can see the songs that's on her new EP entitled Do Me Wrong. And we're playing some of them songs. In fact, we're going to play one right now. It's called Heart of Stone.
Now we don't talk.
Yeah. You can't break my heart of stone. I like that. I like that. Jordan Corey. Oh my goodness gracious sakes alive. Well, okay, let me make this announcement one more time because I want everyone to know what we're doing. After the first of the year, we will be doing an additional show entitled Name, Rank, and Serial Number. If you are just tuning in for the first time, or maybe you've never heard me say it, the men and women that's serving in the armed forces are my heroes. And we are going to endeavor to speak to men that fought in the Second World War. There's not many of those fellows left. There's several. The men that fought and served in the Korean War, the Vietnam War, and the Gulf Wars, and wherever they're serving today. And we're going to pay tribute to those men and women for their service to this country. I believe with all my heart, if there's any one group of individuals that needs to be recognized, it's the men that have served, the women that have served, the men that are serving, and the women that are serving now to help keep this country free. They do a job that many, many, many has no desire to do. They lay it on the line every single day. So after the first of the year, look for more announcements on Facebook and on Spreaker and, everywhere else we hang out. Name, rank, and serial number after the first of the year. Wow. Man, time is just flying by. We just can't help ourselves. All right. Let's do this. Maybe we'll do this. I knew we'd do something, even if it's wrong. Feeling Blue. Coley Bryce.
Gotta let somebody know. Oh, when you're down and feeling blue, and the only thing you wanna do. Lay down low, let it go. When you're down, when hope's not found, and blue skies are gray, when the sun don't shine, and it rains all day. When you're down, feeling oh so blue. Yeah, something like that.
That was Mr. Coley Bryce, my friend. Coley was on here, a month or so ago? Coley, and we had Nelson Trout. And my goodness, we've just had such wonderful guests. I mean, from day one, It's just been a continual string of incredible people, authors, doctors, actresses, actors, songwriters, musicians, singers, and it goes on and on and on. If they're out there, we'll get them. And then they'll come on the George Espenlaub Show. My nose is tightening up. I mean, no, that's not. Whatever. I can tell the difference by the way I'm talking because it's coming out my nose. Anyways, where was I? Let me think. We've had a good week, considering that Monday night, Eric Jones was to be with us. And I didn't know until I contacted Eric and told him that I was down and I fell down, couldn't get up. And he said he was in the same boat. He was getting ready to call me and tell me that he was going to have to postpone Monday night's show because he's sick. Tuesday night, I was going to muster up enough strength to get myself into the studio and get ready for the show. And Jeffrey James, who cut himself a brand new spanking album that was just released, I think, November 6th. A great singer. Oh, you've heard some of his music. We play it. He tweeted me and texted me and emailed me and apologized that an emergency came up and he couldn't be with me on Tuesday night. So I contacted him back and said, don't you worry about it. Those kind of things happen. You know, I call them moon rocks. When moon rocks fall on your head out of nowhere, it just happens and you can't do a thing about it. So we are going to reschedule Jeffrey James to be with us. And then on Wednesday night, Eric came back on the show, Eric Jones out of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, who is the founder and the CEO of WRNradio.com, WRN Radio, WRNradio.com. And we had a delightful conversation. And Eric shared his vision with us, and we could hear his heart beating. We know that he's a very passionate man, and he's going to build something that's going to stay. Then, last night, Sonora Chase out of Los Angeles, actress, writer, little bit of everything, blogger, a delightful person, was with us. And we had fun last night. So, if you've missed any of those programs, and of course tonight we had Jordan Corey with us, and we're showcasing some of her music, and we invite you, please, go to jordancorey.com, jordancorey.com. There you can see her new EP, Do Me Wrong, and there's the songs. You can download them at iTunes and have at it. The more I listen to her music, the more I like it. And iHeartRadio has said that she is the girl to watch, the artist to watch. And Espenlaub says, keep an eye on her because she is going to go places. Rest assured, she's going to go places. Rest assured, she's going to go places. We're going to play another song by Jordan. It's called Good Love. Man, someday I'm going to learn how to talk. This is called Good Love by Jordan Corey.
By the time you get home, I will be gone. Don't waste your time by the phone. Boy, I will be gone. And I was looking, was so good. You followed me home like I knew you would. And I was looking for so fine. And by the end of the night, babe, I knew you were mine. From the start.
Wow. They just keep getting better and better and better. Oh my. One more time. Go to jordancorey.com. jordancorey.com. And there you can read all about it. Bounce right into iTunes. Get that. And then tap your feet, snap your fingers, bob your head. And most definitely, when you do those three, the fourth one comes naturally. You just shake your booty. Wow. You know what? It's been a tremendous week, even though we missed 2 days. And it's all because of you. You know, Jordan mentioned about how when someone emails her and says that they like her music, and someone will meet her and say, we like your music, and so on and so forth, and she gets that warm, fuzzy feeling. That's the way it is in our gig. We get those emails, and we get those kind words, and we get those compliments. We don't let our heads swell. Listen, I found out a long time ago that your audience is the most important element of any gig. Without an audience, without a loyal following, you might as well pack it up and go home, Jack, because it's going to do you no more good. It's because of you, and I want to thank you, each and every one of you. Red, yellow, black, white, man, woman, boy, girl, friends, Romans, countrymen, and anyone else that'll lend me your ear, I'll talk to you. It's a delight to have you. I'm proud. I'm proud of you. I mean that. I'm proud of our listeners. I'm proud of our followers. And I tell people all the time, I'm proud of our audience. And it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And we want to put on the best show that we possibly can. We've got some crazy things after the first of the year. We're going to make some changes and keep some things the way they are. But you can guarantee we're going to have guests. And we're going to have just as incredible guests coming as we had before. And I thank each and every one of them. A lot of them has become a follower, and I appreciate that. And one more time, without you, we might as well pack it up, put it in our wall locker, and walk on home, because it's just plain downright useless. All right, Charlie gave me the button. When Charlie gives me the button, it's time to leave. What he's really saying is, Espenlaub, you've lip-tripped long enough. Get yourself up and out of here. I want you to know that there's a whole lot of love coming to you from the Funny Farm. I mean that. And wherever you're at, if it's nighttime, you have a good night. If it's already daytime, have a great day. But regardless, until Monday night, same time, same station, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, right here on the Spreaker Network. Tune in for another George Espenlaub Show that comes to you live from the Funny Farm in a place called our world. Keep your eye on Spreaker tomorrow, because Charlie and Miss Ernestine might get it together and put on a show. They haven't done that for quite a while. And they'll be rocking and they'll be rolling, and you can guarantee things will be happening. That's what Charlie's feeling a little better. Good to have him back. All right, my friend. Down the street, around the corner, across this great nation, and around the world. This is George Espenlaub saying good night. Don't forget to say your prayers. And God bless you.